皆さんまた来てくださってありがとうございますということで、今週はもう一個だけ乗っけようと思います。月曜オスカーでしょ。でバイデン発言あって、これもずっとオンゴーイングでやっててすごく注目されてる問題、例のハンターバイデンの闇疑惑ということで、これはすごく現政権が潰れるような影を落としているような話なんですね。これがもし大きくなっていくということで、すごく注目されて、毎日のようにやっていますということで、どうぞ。
Donate sound, Congressman Dan Bishop. Congressman, it's great to have you back on. You know, Hunter Biden's tax and foreign lobbying violations, that's the investigation that the grand jury is looking at for the Justice Department in Delaware. This sits squarely in the Biden's family use of off-balance sheet shell companies. That's what those violations are about. What do you think?
Well, you know, Liz, we always heard about the Burisma money, the money coming from the Ukrainian energy company. What the Washington Post has now written about is $4.8 million to Hunter Biden and to James Biden for who knows what. And the why questions become amazing. Why did they pay, Chinese communists pay that to Hunter Biden? Why did media and the big tech companies act in parallel to spike that story last year or before the election? And why are they writing about it now?
You know, Hunter wasn't mentioned in the Panama Papers or the Pandora Papers. I mean, this use, by the way, they're from Delaware, so that's the land of LLCs. You know, and they basically set up these shell companies. And by the way, Senators Chuck Grassley and Ron Johnson had this in their Senate report that came out in 2020. We've known about this and been reporting on it for some time, that Chinese Communist CEFC, big player in the Belt and Road push for China, you know, basically was doing business with Hunter Biden, sending him $4.8 million to these shell companies, $1 million also to represent Patrick Ho, who has been convicted and in jail for bribery, for trying to bribe these African leaders for oil permits. Basically, he was selling a way to evade sanctions on Iran oil. So this is big, major geopolitical stuff, sir.
It is, Liz. You know, and none of the money is explained, with the exception of $1 million allegedly associated with a retainer agreement. Hunter Biden had a law degree, but he didn't represent people as a lawyer. So even that doesn't make sense. James Biden got some of that money. He's a non-lawyer. This is extreme. The amazing thing, though, Liz, is this was all out as of October 2020 when the laptop came to light to the Post, New York Post, but the major media ignored it. The big tech companies, Facebook and Twitter, locked it down. I mean, they locked the account of New York Post so nobody could know about it. Yeah. Now they're writing about it.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, the details in that report, the Senate report, show the web of intersections of the shell companies, right? And we have also Tony Bobulinski, who is Hunter's former business partner, you know, basically saying, Hunter texting him saying, we want to set up these shell companies to have to avoid registering as foreign lobbyists under the FARA Act that tripped up General Michael Flynn. So you see that text coming in right now. We're showing it from Tony Bobulinski to Hunter. Hunter's sending it to Tony Bobulinski. That's what Tony Bobulinski said happened. They did it purposely, setting up shell companies to handle the cash flow from these unsavory characters overseas. You know, that could be, we don't know about the taxes there, and also to avoid registering as foreign lobbyists.
Right, Liz. And remember what Tony Bobulinski said. He was the guy who said that 10% was reserved for the big guy, and a Hunter email was referring to the President of the United States, Joe Biden. Why major media, why the Washington Post, CNN, ABC, CBS, all of which released stories yesterday, have waited 2 years to begin digging into it? We're going to find out the why, I have a feeling, but who knows what that is.
Yeah, you guys are going to be looking into this, right? We heard that from Congressman Issa as well.
We certainly should. No, I think when Republicans are in the majority in the House, when we get the gavels, we can issue subpoenas. We're going to need to look into the whole picture. But I think we're going to start learning some things even before the election this year, because there's something that has triggered these big media organizations to begin looking at this for the first time.
Got it. Congressman Bishop, it could be that grand jury. You know, they want to do an advance of that. The probe of Hunter Biden. It's a good point you make. Good to see you, Congressman. Come back soon. Okay.